10 ways to stop racing thoughts. Sometimes anxiety can turn our brains into race cars speeding along the highway, and the more you try to slow it down, the faster it seems to go. Well, in this video, I'll tell you 10 techniques you can use to stop your thoughts from racing, whether it's at night, before bed, or daytime at work. All 10 of these have been great for me, so hopefully at least one of them will work for you. Number 10 is my favorite, so stick around for that. But let's jump into number 1, the straw technique. The straw technique is the first breathing exercise that we'll discuss today. There will be a total of 4. But the straw technique is really easy to do. You can do it in about 14 seconds. All you do is you inhale for 7 seconds, and then you exhale for 7 seconds. But do it like you're breathing through a straw. Go ahead and try it right now just to get a feel for it. You can inhale for 7 seconds. And exhale for 7 seconds. Alright, moving on to number 2, cold shower. Alright, so there's nothing quite as powerful as a cold shower when it comes to stopping a racing mind. When that ice cold water just pours on your head and over your whole body, there's no way you can think about anything except staying present-minded and just getting through the cold shower. One tip to make this a little easier, you don't have to take the whole shower as a cold shower. What I do most of the time is I do probably the first 80% of the shower with just a regular hot shower, and then for the last 2 or 3 minutes I'll flip it over to cold, and I'll stick my head under. I'll get basically my whole body in the cold water, and then I'll be feeling so clear-headed and so invigorated by the end of it that I do it every morning now because it just has made so much of a difference. But moving to number 3, box breathing. Box breathing is another breathing exercise, and the way you do it is you breathe in for 5 seconds, then you hold for 5 seconds, then exhale for 5 seconds, and then hold for 5 seconds. And then you want to repeat this for a few minutes. 5 minutes is pretty good. Let's do one cycle right here just so you can get a feel for it. Let's inhale for 5. Hold for 5. Exhale. And hold. Alright, so that's box breathing. You can do this anytime anytime your mind starts racing. You can just do 1 or 2 cycles of box breathing, and it'll kind of start to reset, and you'll feel a lot more clear-headed. By the way, if you're new to the channel, I just want to welcome you to Headfulness. My name's Luke, and if you're suffering with anxiety or you're just trying to become more mindful, you're going to want to click the subscribe button because that's pretty much all we talk about on this channel. We do anxiety relief tips, mindfulness, guided meditations, basically anything you can think of to overcome anxiety and become more mindful. We're talking about it on this channel. So make sure to click the subscribe button if that sounds like good content for you. On to number 4, progressive muscle relaxation. Alright, so progressive muscle relaxation is a type of meditation that you can use to relieve muscle tension. And the way you do it is you flex every muscle group in your body one at a time. So, for example, we can start with the shoulder blades. If you want to release some muscle tension in your upper back between your shoulder blades, what you can do is you can just pull your shoulders back and try to touch your shoulder blades together. Hold that for about 7 to 10 seconds and then release it. And those muscles that typically hold a lot of tension will just kind of melt. Like as soon as you stop flexing the muscle, it'll finally get a chance to fully relax. And if you do a full progressive muscle relaxation, you'll go from your head down to your toes, including your arms, hands, and feet, and your entire body will just become completely relaxed. And there's not really a way for your thoughts to keep racing if all the muscles in your body are completely relaxed. If you want to learn more about this, I've got a video. It's called How to Do Progressive Muscle Relaxation. It's part of my free meditation for anxiety course. I'll put a link to that down below. Number 5, passive muscle relaxation. This one is pretty similar to number 4, except instead of actively flexing each muscle group, you just put your attention on the muscle group and wait for it to relax. So say that you realize you've got a lot of racing thoughts, and in that you notice that you're holding a lot of tension in your lower back. You can just put your attention and your focus on the lower back for maybe 10 or 20 seconds and just imagine it relaxing, and the muscle will eventually relax. I've also got a video on this. It's part of the free meditation for anxiety course. You can just look for passive muscle relaxation and it should come up. Number 6, exercise. So exercise is probably on par with cold showers when it comes to just getting your body to kind of snap out of it and stop the racing thoughts. A few things you can do. Yoga, I've always found, is really great for just calming down, getting the mind to slow down and really releasing a lot of tension that you're holding in your body. You can also do running is great, especially if you push yourself like past your limits to the point where you feel pretty exhausted, but you keep going. That'll usually clear up your thoughts pretty well. Another thing that I like to do is push-ups, and same concept here. It gets to a point where your arms start to feel like jello, but if you just go 5 more, it'll take all your focus and all your attention, and the racing thoughts will kind of just float away. Number 7 is a calming visualization. So the way you do this one is you just imagine a really peaceful scene. This can be like a beach or a vacation that you've been on, or it can be totally imaginary. You can imagine floating on a cloud. But you just close your eyes and you fully experience this peaceful scene with as many senses as possible. And after 5 to 10 minutes of really just imagining the scene and imagining all the senses, the sights, the smells, the touch, the taste, after about 5 minutes of this, your mind's going to be totally clear, and you may even completely forget what your mind was racing about. If you want to go deeper on this, I have a video on it too. It's called Calming Visualization for Anxiety. That one's also part of the free meditation for anxiety course. On to number 8. This is another breathing exercise called 4-8 breathing. This one is pretty amazing. What you do is you inhale for 4 seconds, and then you exhale for 8 seconds. And the way this works is when you're inhaling, your body is naturally tensing and your heart rate is speeding up. But when you're exhaling, your body is naturally relaxing and your heart rate's slowing down. So when you do this ratio of 4-second inhale and 8-second exhale, you're spending twice as much time relaxing as you are tensing. So if you do this for a couple minutes, your body's going to get more and more relaxed. And as your body gets more relaxed, your mind's going to slow down and the racing thoughts will pretty much subside. By the way, if you want to learn more about this one, I do have on YouTube, I've got a free breathing exercises for anxiety course. You can check that out. I'll put a link to it down below. Number 9, this one is really probably the best tip out of all 10, and it's to take things less seriously. Typically, if your mind is racing all over the place, you're maybe taking things a little too seriously, and I'd say that with caution because there are times where the situation does feel really serious. Maybe there's a death in the family or you're getting evicted from your house. These things can seem serious, but it's the way you take it internally that I'm talking about here. Because even if the situation is serious, now a lot of time the situations aren't that serious is the first thing. Most of the time we kind of get worked up and we make a mountain out of a molehill. And in reality, it really just wasn't that big of a deal. Even if it is a big deal, it still helps to try to take it less seriously, because if you can slow down your thoughts and clear your mind, you're going to be able to deal with it more effectively. So if you ever catch yourself with racing thoughts, just think about, hey, how can I take this situation less seriously? Or how can I take myself less seriously? If you can ask those 2 questions, it usually will help to slow your mind down just a little bit. But on to our last tip, number 10. This is called Coherent Breathing. And this is my favorite breathing exercise of them all. It's actually pretty simple at the surface level. What you do is you inhale for 6 seconds and you exhale for 6 seconds. And you want to keep it up for about 5 minutes. What happens when you do this exercise is your body will release this chemical called DHEA. And this is the happiness hormone. When you breathe at this rhythm of 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out, and you do it for at least 5 minutes, your entire body is going to get into sync, and you're going to get into a state that's called coherence. On a basic level, the coherent breathing is just inhaling for 6 seconds and exhaling for 6 seconds. But there's actually 6 secrets that you need to know to do coherent breathing correctly. And that's why I wrote my new ebook. It's called Breathing Secrets. It'll teach you the 6 secrets to conquer anxiety, doing the one thing you do naturally, which is breathing. You can get it for free at my website. It's called breathingsecretsbook.com. It should just take 30 to 45 minutes to read. It's not too long. If you're really trying to overcome anxiety this year and really trying to learn how to manage your emotions and become more mindful, this is the perfect book for you. Again, you can get that for free at my website, breathingsecretsbook.com. If you found this video helpful, gently press the like button. Go ahead and download my free ebook while you've got time right now, and I'll see you in the next video.